Amazing Grace. Dude, I've got like lint and all kinds of crap all over my shirt, but it's fine. It still looks awesome. You know what I'm saying? Got the Michelangelo, the sculpture. Funny enough, yesterday I just read in my book, that's right, your boy reads now, that when Michelangelo was sculpting David, one of the art investors or whatever, he saw it and he's like, you know what, it looks good, but the nose is just a bit too big for me. You know, we're gonna have to do something about it. And instead of arguing with the guy, because Michelangelo, another fellow Italian, he knows art, he didn't want to argue with the guy, so he went straight up there and he pretended to chisel in the nose to make it smaller, but instead he was just throwing like freaking marble or granite, like the dust, just onto the guy from above. He's like, oh yeah, this is working pretty good. Step down. They both step back, they look up, and he's like, does that look better? Is that more what you were looking for? The guy said, that's beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted. What a freaking idiot. But anyways, yeah, so I read books, and I got facts now. Oh, my gosh. You telling me the good-looking, funny guy's smart, too? Oh, don't let him get smart on you. I'm kidding. It's just one of those things where you hear an interesting fact that's never going to come up in conversations. You're like, I gotta just freaking shove it somewhere. So that's the knowledge I have. Woo! Come on with it! Yeah! Oh my gosh, I'm going to explain it in a second, but let me tell you. What is up, my friends, my pals, my buddies, my old grand chumly chums? My name is Tristan Sartoris, and welcome back to Full Circus, or for the first time, but it don't matter. Let me say this, okay? First, how you doing? But don't answer that. Let me go first. I'm feeling incredible, okay? Now, I've never done drugs or a drug or any kind of hard liquor, okay? The hardest thing I've had is whole milk, and even that was a bit much for me, okay? What I'm trying to say is that I'm straight edge, all right? That carpenters use me to get a fine line. You know what I'm saying, okay? Now, I don't know what it's like to have anything mind-altering or enhancing to get you on another level of something, but I'll tell you this much. Some days I just wake up with a fire for life. And I can't even explain it. I don't know where it comes from, but that's just how I'm feeling. Just like I've been struck with the lightning of fun, and I'm ready to have some. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those good things. Does that mean everything's just going well for me? Of course. No, I'm kidding. I mean, things don't go well. That has nothing to do with the feeling, with the energy, with the persona. I mean, that whole like mantra, things always work out for me. It's not a saying that comes from results of what's going on with my life. Okay, like things just always work out for me, but it really is more of a mantra. It's a perspective, a shift, the way you look at things, because things don't work out. You know what I'm saying? Things happen all the time. But you have to be able to look for a silver lining in the cloud, but not a lot of you are going to be seeing that. If you're always looking down, look up, find the silver lining. It's a shift, okay? Sometimes it's easy as getting to a red light and thinking, hey, maybe if this was green, I would have got a car accident. You got to look at things that maybe you don't know exactly how it's going to be going, but you got to be having the perspective that things are always working out, not just for me, but for you. So yeah, things are always working out for me, but that does not mean things are always going well, but things are working out for me, and I'm feeling fantastic, dude. Yeah, I love life, dude. Do not let me get happy, because when I get happy, I just keep going, always flowing, never slowing down. In my town, no frowns. I'm a crazy, hair wavy. Am I insane? Maybe. Whoa! Dude, I don't know, man. I'm just on another level of just, yeah, dude. I don't know where it comes from, but it's just one of those things that you want to ride those waves, and when you're feeling good, you are feeling good. But I do need to slow down, because I know that the flow zone layer can only handle so many customers, because I know people will be like, what the frick is going on? And then I come at you with positive messages that are at lightning speed. You're like, I feel like he's saying something positive, but I can't really get it all. Imagine if Toby Robins started using my philosophical wisdom, the sayings that I bring to you guys. They really don't make a ton of sense, but if you can really just dig a little bit, be a little bit of an archaeologist, you got to just pull back a few layers of dirt, and there's the message. But a lot of it's just flow straight, just a stream of consciousness, okay? And I just let it all out. And if you can find it, find it. But it'd be funny to think about like other motivational speakers using the stuff that I say. Someone like Tony Robbins, because he has like that gargle. Tony Robbins, no, like I don't want to disrespect or hate on anybody because I don't hate or disrespect anybody. But at the same time, Tony Robbins has that kind of funny voice that's almost like he's being like, muffled with a pillow. Just freaking smart. Like, oh, so, coming off Tony Robbins, roar like a lion, man, just roar. And that's him, and that's cool. But I've actually, what was I going to say about Tony Robbins? Oh, yeah, it would just be silly if he was like, so like, people paying thousands of dollars. So, like, it's all about, like, things work out for you, man. Because, like, if you're in a red light, you got to be thinking, what if that was green? You're like, is that what I paid? Did I just pay all this money and we had breakfast in this whole freaking community and convention? And he just said, what if the light was green? Are you? Oh, I'm sorry, Tony Robbins. Please speak a little bit clearer. That's why I wish I had a voice like that, because even if I didn't make a lot of sense, you'd be like, oh, I just didn't understand, the language barrier. Okay, I didn't pick up on. I'm sure it was very insightful and full of a lot of wisdom and such, but I just, oh, it's good. It's good for sure. So anyways, that's how I'm feeling, man. I'm just feeling fantastic. I'm feeling on fire, and it's just a good time to be alive, isn't it? Because if it's not a good time to be alive, what is it? Not a good time, but that doesn't exist. It's always a good time to be alive. Because if it wasn't, we wouldn't. Yeah, dude. I'm just full of protons, man. I'm just positive energy, just all over the place. So let me slow down. Let me think about what's going on this week. What is happening in my world? I just came from a Dollar Tree experience. And, there's just more tales and tales and tales of what it's like to go to the Dollar Tree. I frequent the place a lot, man. And I don't care if I had bags upon bags. The Dollar Tree, that's just where the deals are. So I don't have bags and bags. I went to the Dollar Tree because it was convenient for my current financial situation. I'm saying if I was rich, I still would be there. But I go to the Dollar Tree, and the beauty of the Dollar Tree is the amazing cast of characters that you run into. And there's always like a crazy line. Like you walk into the store and no one's in the store at all. And there's just one guy's in the cash register. Like I've said before, it can be like a long line, but you walk in there and no one's there, and you grab one thing and there's just 30 people. And you're like, did they just come in here just to hop in line? Where did they all come from? So it didn't bother me too much, but I sat in that long line, and it's funny hearing people. This is a lot of that positive twist is I'm trying to get out of that flow, because I heard one of these like Karen type of ladies. I don't want to call anybody Karen, but this Karen type of lady, she was just really griping in the back of the line and trying to like hoot and holler and like maybe get me on her side because she was right next to me. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, of course, like they have other people back there and they're just taking the break and whatever. And as soon as we get close, they're gonna open another register and it's gonna take us forever. I was like, oh yeah, listen. Okay, what if the light was green? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we got to the register and maybe things didn't work out? Just take a step back, let me leave. So it's always funny when negative people try to get me on their side. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. I think I understand where you're coming from, but the perspective is lost on me. Now, maybe if you catch me in a different day where maybe things weren't working out for me, then perhaps, but things are working out for me. Does that mean they're actually? No, but it's for perspective, chef. See, look, does he say things all the time? Dude, if I was Tony Robbins, I could say that. I would just mess up words and nobody would care because they wouldn't know. Perspective. Oh, he said perspective, right? Probably, sure. Dude, life is awesome. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, it's funny when people, they try, there's just a kind of a negative energy, a life force, and they want you to join and partake. I'm like, I'm not holding your hand. Get away from me. Oh, dude, speaking of people getting away from you, another Dollar Tree story. I want to slow down. I mean, I feel like I should slow down, but I don't want to, because when you're just like riding a wave, you're like, why would I want this wave to slow down? I want to ride it and just keep going as fast and as hard and as powerful as I can. But at the same time, I need, get the photos of me on the wave. I'm surfing here. Take a beat, take a breath, carry the energy, but cadence, right? There can be a lightning filled, okay? Lightning can strike slow, get it not? Maybe, perhaps. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how Thor's feeling. Anyways, yeah, I was at the Dollar Tree again, and I was in another long line because that's just the nature of the game. And there wasn't any negative energy. There was about to be some from me because I'm waiting in line, right? And it's a long line, and someone just kind of like just comes like right up next to me, okay? And I'm like, you're getting pretty close here. And I take a step forward just to inch a little bit just to kind of separate the distance. And they close the gap again. Almost like you're driving on the highway and you feel like people just really start tailgating you thinking you're going to be going a little bit faster. Like, this isn't how it works. I got nowhere to go, man. There's 13 cars in front of me. What do you think? I'm just going to press up on them now? This isn't going to make the cashier experience go any faster. So they keep getting closer and closer. If someone were to walk into the store and see me next to this lady, I still haven't even looked at her, but this lady, I can feel freaking breathing on my neck. They would think we're at the store together. We're that close. Now, look, COVID's over, but we can resume half the distance, right? 3 feet at least. So she just keeps getting closer and closer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, do I got to say something? Like, you can't be that close to me. So I turned around, not to say anything, but to just get a look at this lady who was staring at me. Oh my gosh. She was blind. Don't I feel like an idiot or a douche? Actually, I don't know if she was blind. She was wearing dark sunglasses. So I don't know for sure. But, yeah, so I felt bad and I didn't want to ask. And I thought, you know what? If she wants to hold my hand and I got to get her through this thing, by all means. But, you know what? Look, that's another if the light was green thing. You see, like, I'm going to get mad at this lady. I'm going to light her up. I'm going to turn and say, back off. And like, oh, you can't. Who said that? Where could that come from? I guess you wouldn't know, but that'd be sweet. But sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of you, blind lady. So anyways, that's where negative energy can come from. But you got to ignore it sometimes. You got to stay in the freaking flow. Dude, breathe? No, never. I don't think so. We're having fun today, dude. Sometimes we don't have fun, so let's just maximize the times that we always have fun here, but I'm saying in times where we don't always have the energy and the perspective and the kind of shift and the focus that we want to be pushing outward. Sometimes it's not always here, but right now that it's here, we're going to keep on shoving it in your face. So yeah. That is always a good time. It's always a good time at Dollar Tree. So that's a lot of the positivity that's going on, man, in my life, the kind of forces that I'm feeling. Let's look for some more. Where's a positive energy and a negative time that we're having? Man, I tell you what, there's just still a lot of car accidents that are narrowly avoided. And, thank you, God, right? Because I keep getting so close to getting ran off the road or people are tailgating or slamming their brakes. And it's rough. And again, it's always a freaking member of my church. Okay? Now, it's the way that it is, and I accept that, but it's just kind of hard where you wear this little badge of honor on the back, and you're just, running around thinking, oh, Jesus loves you. So I just, listen, driving is kind of your only experience that you may have with a stranger. And if we're supposed to live like God and live by example in Jesus' truth, if that's the only time you're going to have to witness anybody, and that's the time that you hold that Christian banner above your head, don't let it be while you're driving poorly, okay? Because never has anyone tailgated me and sped off and I thought, oh, that person has their life together, okay? They're doing well, so let me try and get one of those bumper stickers. No, I feel bad. I feel like maybe they're going through something, they're rushed to panic, they're stressed. Maybe they're not living in the positive energy that we're all feeling when we're feeling it. Dude, why am I feeling so good? I don't know, but I love it, man. And that's why I don't know. If I knew how to feel like this all the time, and I try to, I would, I would just wake up and just, yeah! But sometimes you don't. Sometimes you wake up and you're just like, yes, But hey, we're talking pretty fast, so put the video in half speed if you want to experience it at a normal pace and a normal level. But anyways, yeah, the Christian drivers are the Christian drivers are the worst drivers, okay? And they are the most dangerous drivers, and we know this because they drive like they have another life. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Like atheist drivers, okay, are way better than Christian drivers. And that's a fact. Why? Because they don't believe that anything's coming after, right? Christian drivers like, oh, I get a little reset or respawn button. But atheists like, dude, this is it for me. I got nothing after this. So Christian drivers are just bobbing and weaving and bobbing and weaving. But, you'll have atheists singing, Jesus, take the wheel from him, please. Oh, because I want to make it home. It's bad. It's bad out there. Be careful. So the congregation as a whole needs to collectively come together and be like, guys, pump the brakes, quite literally. All right, okay, what if the light was green? All right, sometimes it's red and we can't be looking at it like it's green, literally, so stop and don't fly through. They're just dangerous. They're reckless, and I don't know where that comes from, but it's definitely something that needs to be brought up more, and not just by me. But hey, I'll do it. I'll be the guy to carry that on my shoulder and be like, what's up, everybody? We got problems at the church, all right? Now, there's a lot of problems out in the world, things that are happening, but the Christian community, okay, the God followers, we all need to collectively look at ourselves in the mirror and think, are we following the rules of the road? Probably not, okay? Might not be a sin, but skills are something we need to look at. What else is going on? Now, this is something I don't want to be offensive, and I've been trying to figure out how to tell this story without making it sound offensive. But, you're just going to have to trust from my heart that I don't mean it in any offensive way. Okay, if you got to know me, you got to know me. But if you don't, just believe that you do, right? So, look, I talked a couple weeks ago how I have this, instinct when I hear a voice that I feel like is kind of within my reach that I want to mimic. I'm an impressionist. And I walked into a Starbucks, and there was a gentleman who may or may not have been gay, but he did the gay voice. And again, this is the problem that I keep having. I keep thinking, like, how am I supposed to take it up? Because I didn't think there's any problem with the gay voice. I thought, oh, that's just the gay voice. But I had an architecture teacher who was gay, and he seemed to like kind of disown it. And he was like, I really don't want to sound like I have a gay voice. I want to sound cool. And I was like, well, I don't think there's a coolness or a cool. If you sound gay, you sound gay. That's just the voice that you got, right? I didn't think it was a choice. I don't choose to talk the way that I do. I mean, I'm choosing to talk the way that how fast I am, but kind of not because I'm feeling so energy and full of it anyway. So I guess if anybody was to mimic my voice, I'd feel, hey, dude, you're feeling good like me. What's up? But anyways, dude, I'm out of my mind and I love it. I love it, dude. So anyways, I'm on that whole milk. But yeah. So is it calling the gay voice? Is that offensive? I don't know. I wish someone could enlighten me, but, it just is the way that it is. Because is it technically a gay voice? But it's just really kind of Valley Girl, isn't it? Like, I don't want to call it the gay voice if that's what it is, but I know that's kind of like a trademark kind of thing. But anyways, maybe I'm digging my hole deeper. But listen, what I'm trying to say is that when it's coming from my perspective, I don't mean it in any offensive way, but I keep thinking, what if I accidentally put something out there that could be twisted and people go, oh, what if the light was red? And that's not the kind of perspective what if I said something really bad? Oh, Tony Robins, he said something rude, but it was hard to translate it. It worked out for him. I feel like maybe Talking Fast will be my version of that, where even if I accidentally slip up and I say something rude, people are like, I didn't really catch it because he said 80,000 words per second. But anyways, there was a gentleman who was speaking with a gay voice, for lack of a better term. I don't know what it is. I'll have to contact some of my theater pals and they can tell me. But anyways, he spoke with this, and then I walked in and he said, hey, and because I have this instinct when I hear an interesting kind of word or a phrase or something or a voice, I just want to mimic it. And I really try and control it when it's like race or something like that, like if it's a black or an Indian or anything like that. Like, I really don't want to come off disrespectful. But when I see another white, I'm like, okay, I can mimic freely as much as I want. But again, like I said, even if it's like a French guy, I still don't want to be disrespectful to their face. So he said, hey, and I was like, hi. Hey, what's up, man? And dude, I just always get so scared, and maybe this wasn't even a great story, but that's what happened. And I don't know how to stop mimicking people to their face, okay? Whether it's race or sexuality, not that that really matters with the voice. Dude, how deep can he dig the hole? It doesn't matter. Look, trust my heart, right? So yeah, dude, I don't know how to stop mimicking, but it's just, when it's not even just voices, dude. You'll a TV, video game, anything. I hear an explosion in an action movie, I go, that was cool. It's just part of me. So I'm trying to put that out there as if this gentleman is going to hear that and be like, oh, he didn't mean anything by it. But I know there's nothing I can do now except go and contact him and be like, hey, dude, you remember about like 3 weeks ago when you said hey, and then I did the voice back to you, and then I stopped because I I didn't want to be disrespectful. Was that disrespectful? If so, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in that way. Also, is it okay to say the gay voice? Is that what it's called? Am I digging? Oh, okay, I'm going too far. But yeah, so that's it. And now I realize that the story actually wasn't that long. And I made the story way longer in deliberating, dictionary check, on whether or not it was okay to even tell the story. But the story was really just a sentence where I said I did a voice to the person and I was worrying about it. And that's where I'm at right now. But I mean, sometimes you got to be in that perspective. And maybe, what if the light was green? Okay. Whoa. What the? Look, a lot of people would think that was embarrassing, the fact that my chair just fell down mid video, but not me, dude. With the kind of perspective that I'm bringing to the table, I can't look at anything in a negative light. I will say, though, I'm going to watch someone's dog this Saturday, and it's someone's dog that I've watched quite a few times, and I forgot the garage code, but we set this thing up like weeks in advance, and I feel embarrassed to contact them and ask what the code is. So now I'm in a position where I need to either recycle that in memory. I see digits and codes. There it is. Garage. So either I need to find that in the mind files or just face the music and contact them. But I don't want them to feel like, dude, you don't got that on lock. You didn't write that down. I don't want that to be a perspective where they look at me now and go, oh, this isn't a guy who has the security. Okay, this is not a professional midday dog sitter. I can't let that happen. So I'm really trying to find that mentally. And I don't know, maybe there's some sort of Navy SEAL way of digging through the archives, but that's what I'm thinking about a lot. There's a lot of things occupying my brain, most of them thinking that I've accidentally offended a gay gentleman and trying to figure out the security code to watch a dog. And those are the things that are bothering me. So do things always work out for me? Of course not. But hey, things always work out for me. It's a mantra. It's a belief. It's a perspective. Shift it. Okay, is it fourth? Is it fifth? Sometimes it's a reverse. But hey, things are going to work out for you too if you believe in you. So that's cool. Now, most notably, what's going on with my week is we've been working on this apartment, just building. And I'll say this, man, it's been more than like building the apartment. It's been cool. Like, I haven't worked with my dad in a while, and it's just cool to kind of, watch him do his thing. Because he just kind of, he gets in the zone in some things. Like, I'll be working something, he'll just take, and you're like, what the frick? Where are you going? It's kind of like the version of me that's like, insane energy, like you just gave him a bag of Skittles. Like, you can't give him sugar, and I'm out of control. But that's like how he is, but with his own work, and it's cool. It's definitely cool to spend some time with your dad, a lot of time, because we've been up there so much. And I'll say this, man, and I don't want to be jealous or envious, but the fact that I work out 6 days a week, my health is dialed in, I'm eating every gram of protein to the T, I'm hydrated out the wazoo, I'm doing everything right for my health, right? I'm doing everything. I'm in the prime condition of my life, 24 years old, I'm working out, I'm eating right, I'm doing everything. My dad, okay, is 50 years old. So I was thinking because my mom's 51. But don't even worry about it, okay? Memory's still sharp, so somewhere I should be able to find that dog code. But my dad is 50. He has 0 grams of protein a day, a bag of Reese's Cups and energy drinks. That's it, okay? He does not eat right. He does not work out. Nothing for his health makes any sense, okay? I'm in the prime. He should not be. But the fact that this guy is so strong defies all physics. We were hanging up these walls, man, and they felt like they were 4,000 pounds, and I was really struggling just to be half. And we were trying to figure out how to get him, and he just takes it and just pushes it all. I'm like, Dad, pass me some of that wall, huh? And I don't even know how he was doing it. It's unbelievable. So it's just kind of crazy. You don't know where it comes from, but I'm really fascinated. So of all the questions I have in the life, that's one that I would also like to dig into. Where the physics? Where does that come from? How does somebody acquire strength without even like doing anything to manifest it? Where does it come from? But it's cool, dude. Dads, or at least my dad. I don't hang out with anyone else's dad, but my dad is insanely strong for 0 reason, okay? And there's 0 upkeep. He does 0 things to maintain it, but it's awesome. What else is... actually, before I go anywhere, I'm not going to end it immediately, but before I do, I want to say this, man. My parents anniversary, 30-year anniversary is coming up, and I just wanted to freaking applaud that, all right? Because here's the deal, all right? Now, marriage, I've never been married, but is tough, is hard, from what I've heard. And every single person in my family, and this is no disrespect to any aunts or uncles or grandparents, but literally everyone from the top to the bottom has been divorced because marriage is hard, right? It's not a knock to these people. It's not a knock to my family members and literally everybody I know, but it's just the way that it is. And it just shows how hard it is to really, make that kind of thing work. When my parents go to their high school reunion, they're the longest lasting marriage of all time because it isn't that impossible. It's just that much more impressive to commemorate and go, hey, dude, way to freaking go. And in a day and age where people seem to lack a lot of loyalty and commitment to each other, I think there's nothing more impressive to me upon all the artistic skills and talents and work ethic and anything that you could have that you can do in the world professionally or whatever, than being able to stick by somebody. I think that is one of the coolest things that I am not only baffled and amazed by is my parents' marriage for 30 years. That's incredible and, amazing, okay? And look, here's the deal, okay? It's like, well, it's not just my generation. It goes because, that's all the Gen X and even whatever the generations before that, millennials, it's marriage is just kind of a thing where people just do and almost in the heat of a moment because you're just like, oh my gosh, we're freaking overwhelmed with feelings. Just get married right now. And they just do it and like, oh, I know. And look, that doesn't mean there's something to be said about like, oh, I'm not happy and I want to be happy. But we are kind of obsessed. Dude, I'm so philosophical. I've been reading too many books. But there's this thing with kind of like instant gratification, where you're like, oh, I'm not happy, so I want to be happy. I'm going to go find happiness. Okay, like I don't like this job. I'm going to leave this job. I'm going to go get this job. Okay, instead of like sticking by something or, like if you start working out, is it going to feel great? Are you always going to love it? No. But like things that are worth fighting for, you fight for. I'm sure that my parents have been stuck by each other in times where they've been so difficult, where you can easily be like, man, maybe I don't love this person. Maybe this isn't worth the fight. Maybe this isn't worth all the pain and maybe it's easier to leave than it is easier to stay. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that's happened 30 freaking years. I'm sure it's been quite difficult. And, we're kind of obsessed with this feeling that we need to be feeling the way that we deserve immediately and right away. And I get there's something to be said about that, but that's what the dating phase is for. Okay, again, people get married so fast that's like, oh, I'm just gonna ignore all this and it'll work out and then I'll just get divorced. Okay, but when you marry somebody, like that is a commitment. It's not just a plant that you're like, oh, maybe I'll stop watering, forget it, I'll get a new plant. Okay, what am I trying to say? It's amazing is what I'm saying. And not only to my parents, but all the people have been married for a significant amount of time. I mean, way to freaking go. I'm so impressed by those kinds of people. And that's as someone who I've never been divorced. It's not like I've been in a long-term relationship or like, I couldn't stick through it. Like I think I just have so much respect for it because I've seen it not work out for a lot of people. And to know that someone's willing to stick by somebody in the hard times, like when you marry somebody and you commit and you say, hey, I'm here for the long run, come hell or high water, I'm by your side. I don't know what's going to happen, okay? But I'm here, right? It's like your kids, dude. Again, I've never had kids either, but I imagine there are times where like, God, freaking, I'm just not about it right now. Like, I'm not a fan. And, that sounds harsh, sounds rude, but look, do you ever like just stop sticking by your kids? I think you're with them to the end. And I think that's kind of marriage. I think people take marriage for granted. I think people get married too fast as if it's just dating. Like I just want to have this little fairy tale ceremony or whatever. And you just kind of walk into that and then bail. And I don't like that. The divorce rate makes me sad. As someone who's never been married, someone who's not even engaged, it's just always been something forever. And I don't know why. I get sad when I see that people don't work out. And that's fine, I guess, in the dating realm. That's why you date, is to find somebody that you're willing to commit to. But when you commit to somebody, when you freaking commit, whoever it is, that's amazing. That's beautiful. And I just wanted to high five theoretically, my parents and everybody else who does that, because that's something that's always on my mind. I'm like, that's so impressive and amazing when people can stand by each other. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to say on there. I don't know if that was as funny. It's 6 minutes of that, huh? Yeah, dude, I love my family. I love my parents. And you know what it is? I think it's having friends, a lot of friends, and then watching their parents get divorced. And I know that's been like pretty hard for a lot of people. And again, dude, like, you have a right to be happy. There is a balance, there's a line, but that's what the dating phase is for. Okay, take your time, take a breather before you actually commit to somebody and say, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I know there's going to be problems. I know things are going to work out. I know people are going to change. I know we're going to change. I know things are going to evolve, but I'm going to keep on loving you and protecting you and supporting you and caring for you for as all as time can be. Maybe go to bed and do the thing. You're right, Tony Robbins. Thank you for that insightful remark on marriage, you beautiful son of a gun. So yeah, I'm just feeling positive and full of love, dude. What can I say? Except for the dog thing. That's the only negative point in my life. I think I'm just really trying to rack my brain. Where's that at? Guys, what else is happening? Dude, not Prime Day. Black Friday's coming up, and there's some really great deals, but some of the ones that I'm really interested, I can't tell you about because I want to buy them first. But after I get mine, I'm going to tell you about them for sure. So I will say, be on the lookout, because Black Friday deals for some reason start, they're not even on Black Friday, but now it's not even on Thanksgiving week. It's starting like on November 21st. Deals are just coming out. And I love a deal, dude. It's like in Scooby-Doo when the freaking scent just comes on. They just start floating. Dude, that's me when just a price goes down by 5%. Like, Crock-Pot? Do I cook? No. But hey, that's a deal. How about it? Why don't we? So anyways, yeah, look for those deals, and I guess we'll talk about Thanksgiving next week. But, it's not too early for me to say, hey, be thankful, right? You ungrateful son of a gun, you heathen. Just be thankful, right? What if the light was green? You know what I mean? Things are going to work out for you no matter what. Believe in it. Believe in the power of, working out, right? Because things always do. I mean, if you got... Right. You know what I'm saying. Thank you, Tony Robins, for the closer. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of this energy-filled and spectacle that is just a good freaking day. It's a good freaking day, and I hope you listen to this. I hope it uplifts you and brings you a lot of energy. I hope you're living your life to the fullest. And look, positivity isn't always hilarious. I get that, because there's something to be said. It's just kind of like a motivational speech, and you're like, I don't know if I'm laughing. I'm feeling inspired, but I don't know if I'm laughing necessarily, and that's my burden to bear. I think I'm so excited for life right now. I'm so excited to just live. And again, things aren't always going well. Sometimes you accidentally offend a gay gentleman, and you forget the code to watch the dog, and you're too embarrassed to ask. But the point is, okay, that it's good to have fun. So I hope you guys are having fun. And I'm trying to think of a good joke to end it, but I think I'm just going to leave it at Tony. Do you have anything to say?
Well, basically, it's going to be fun. And you're going to roll like a lion.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? This guy's hilarious. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next one.